On the outside, Willow Street was the kind of neighborhood people dreamed of: children laughing, barbecues in the summer, neighbors greeting each other by name. But in the summer of 2002, that image of peace was shattered when one family's home went up in flames. At first, it looked like a tragic accident. But as investigators peeled back the layers, they discovered a sinister truth. What they found wasn't just fire, it was vengeance. Tanya Johnson was known in her Atlanta community as a woman of strength. At 38, she worked 2 jobs, one as a nurse's aide during the day, another cleaning offices at night. Her biggest pride, however, were her 2 children, 9-year-old Maya, a bright student who dreamed of becoming a lawyer, and 6-year-old Jordan, a boy who loved basketball and never left the court without a smile. Life wasn't perfect. Tanya had faced her share of struggles, from financial setbacks to an absent ex-husband. But through it all, she built a reputation as dependable, kind, and unshakably strong. But sometimes, strength paints a target on your back. A few months before the fire, Tanya found herself in a dangerous position. She had testified against a local drug runner, a man who had been terrorizing the neighborhood with threats and violence. Tanya hadn't wanted to get involved, but after witnessing something she couldn't ignore, she stepped forward. The community praised her bravery, but Tanya confided in friends that she felt watched. She told a coworker that late at night, she sometimes heard footsteps outside her window, only to find nothing when she looked. A neighbor noticed a car idling near her house more than once. Tanya brushed it off, trying not to let fear rule her life. But fear was already circling. August 12, 2002, a humid summer night. Tanya tucked her children into bed, promising them a trip to the park the next day. Sometime after midnight, the sound of shattering glass ripped through the silence. Within minutes, smoke was pouring out of the Johnson home. Neighbors rushed outside, screaming for help as flames climbed the walls. Firefighters arrived quickly, dragging Maya and Jordan from the burning house, coughing but alive. Tanya wasn't as fortunate. She was found unconscious, her body showing signs of a violent struggle even before the fire touched her. The official word spread fast. The fire wasn't an accident. Someone had wanted this family gone. Detectives immediately connected Tanya's bravery in court to the attack. Had the gang retaliated? It seemed the most likely answer. But as investigators dug deeper, another chilling possibility emerged. They discovered surveillance footage from a nearby gas station showing a dark SUV driving toward Willow Street less than an hour before the fire. Its driver wasn't a known gang member. Instead, it was someone even closer: Tanya's cousin Marcus. Marcus grew up like Tanya, same block, same family gatherings, same grandmother who raised them. But while Tanya chose hard work, Marcus chose shortcuts. By his late 20s, he was entangled in drug trafficking and was rumored to handle dirty work for the very gang Tanya had testified against. But there was more. Years earlier, Marcus and Tanya had fallen out over their grandmother's house. Tanya inherited it legally. Marcus believed it should have been his. Their relationship never recovered. Detectives began piecing together a chilling picture. Marcus, desperate to regain favor with the gang and still nursing a personal grudge, had allegedly decided to silence Tanya forever. The revelation tore the neighborhood apart. How could family betray family so viciously? Some neighbors whispered that Marcus had been seen lurking around Tanya's house days before the fire. Others recalled him making bitter remarks at family gatherings. Maya and Jordan, traumatized, moved in with an aunt. In interviews, Maya described waking up to the sound of breaking glass and her mother's scream. But what haunted her most was the sight of her cousin's face in her memory, standing in the smoke-filled hallway for just a second before disappearing. Prosecutors built their case carefully. They had surveillance footage. They had eyewitnesses who claimed Marcus's SUV was spotted near Willow Street that night. And forensic evidence linked an accelerant used in the fire to a container found in Marcus's garage. But Marcus denied everything. He claimed he had been home, asleep. His defense painted Tanya as paranoid, suggesting she had made enemies everywhere. For months, the trial seesawed, leaving the community holding its breath. Then came the twist. a former associate of Marcus stepped forward, cutting a deal with prosecutors. He testified that Marcus had bragged about teaching his cousin a lesson and had ties to the very gang Tanya had testified against. The puzzle pieces locked into place. After weeks of testimony, the jury deliberated for 3 tense days. On the 4th morning, the verdict was read: guilty on all counts: arson, attempted murder, and conspiracy. Marcus was sentenced to life in prison without parole. But for Tanya's children, the wounds went deeper than any sentence could heal. They had lost their mother, their home, and their sense of safety, all at the hands of someone they once called family. Today, Maya and Jordan are young adults. They live quietly with extended family, carrying both scars and strength from what happened on Willow Street. In interviews, Maya has said she wants to study law, to fight for justice, just like her mother did. Neighbors still talk about the fire as the night innocents died on their street. But they also talk about Tanya, the woman who stood up for what was right, even when it put her life at risk. The tragedy of Tanya Johnson reminds us that vengeance often wears a familiar face. Sometimes, the people who hurt us most are the ones we trust the most. But in the end, justice found its way through the smoke. This was Traces of Vengeance. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And remember, behind every headline is a family still fighting for justice.